Hey guys, it's Caitlin, team rider for Code Foils, and I'm here to talk to you today about something very important, flat water paddle up. So I recently went to France for the downwind racing, and one of the segments in the downwind racing was to flat water paddle up. And I've tried it before. I've been on the downwind journey for 12 months now, and I've tried flat water paddling up. I've used so many different foils, and I've just never really gotten there. It's always just felt kind of out of my reach, a little impossible. Like I've tried everything, and it wasn't until we got to France and they said, do you want to do the event? And I was like, all right, I'll go out this morning, I'll give it a little try and we'll see how we go, and then I might enter the event. Enter the 1250. It was actually one of the only ones we had at the event at the time. We didn't have our big S series. So I thought, all right, we're gonna give this a go and see if we can make it work. I always thought the R wouldn't be the one to paddle up on. I thought it would be a little bit trickier. To my surprise, it was probably the easiest foil I had to paddle up, and within 3 goes, I got it up and got it going, and it just took off. And I actually raced with this foil and it was unreal. Like, it was keeping up, it was quick. This is what unlocked my flat water paddle ups, and we're gonna talk about why, what combo, and what else kind of helped me do it. So to learn, I put on the 1250R and I had the small fuse and the 151 tail. So big tail, small fuse is my preference just because that's how I like to pump it up, but any small medium is gonna be fine, and 75 centimeter mast. So that was the combo that I put on to give it a go. The first few I had help from a little sort of ripple, which I would definitely recommend. If you're getting your flat water paddle ups, try and go somewhere where there might be a little bit of breeze or something to just give you a push, and go in the direction of the breeze. And basically you just don't stop. So with this foil, it just wants heaps of speed. You want to lean forward as much as you can and reach as far as you can. So the idea is, instead of bouncing the board up and down, you want to be bouncing it forwards. And that's what's going to make the foil take off. And when this thing gets up, it just goes. And once you go, you can foil. I think one of the most important things with flat water paddle up is the gear you're using, because the main thing to learn is that initial paddle up, so that you learn how it feels and it becomes muscle memory to get up. So just go big. The bigger foil you've got, the easier it's going to make it. And everyone is different. So some people might think that the bigger S's are better, some people might think the bigger R's are better, but this one was the one that got me going. I'm about 65 kilos. I ride an 8.0 by 16.5 wide board, and yeah, this is the foil that got me going. Just to break down some of the things that really helped me to progress, it was a 3-stage process. So from standing still, you get a little bit of paddle speed, and you kind of can start off quite slow. So you just want to make sure you're leaning really far forwards and you're pulling yourself forwards, and you're just keeping a straight line, and you've got short, sharp paddle strokes. So you want your paddle coming out pretty much before your feet. I'm really bad at that sometimes, and I go really deep, but that's when you're gonna get paddle strikes and stuff like that. So you wanna be leaning forwards and your paddle to be coming out before your feet and before your foil. And that's how you're gonna get a faster speed. So the faster your stroke, the faster your speed. If you do really muscly, big, heavy strokes, it tends to not actually, you can't last as long, you get a bit tired and gassed out. So that's your second stage. You're paddling kind of hard now, but don't engage your legs just yet. So I don't engage my legs until that transition to the 3rd stage, where you pump, and you want to be paddling, and you want your pump to be lifting as your paddle is out of the water. So your legs are up. Like if you were skiing or skateboarding, you went over a jump. As you go over the jump, you kind of lift up to do the jump. So you're popping off the top. That's what you want to do on your board. Because if you're pushing down, you're just disengaging that foil and you're just slamming it down. So that was the biggest mental block for me, is learning how to actually push it up rather than down. And it still sounds weird when I say it, but it kind of makes sense once you learn how to do it. The other really important thing with flat water paddle ups is the tail you're using, in my opinion. Because a bigger tail gives you a lot more to push off at the back. Yes, you're going to be slower once you're up, but I think if you're in my boat where you're learning, you just want to make it as easy as possible. So big wing, big tail is going to make it as easy as possible to just learn the paddle up as soon as you learn that paddle up, you can drop foil sizes and you can go down and you can be a bit more radical. But so yeah, the 1250 is what unlocked my flat water paddle up. Those are my tips from a very beginner paddle upper who only just kind of got their first few. And that day I did do the race. I did the race on the 1250R and you know, did pretty well. I kept up with some of the good girls and nearly got through to the finals, so I was pretty stoked with that. In one day, a foil totally changed my progression, and that's why I love this sport and that's why I love this brand, because it is the cheat code to progression, basically, and it's the best way to get better quick. I hope that's helped some people, and we'll see how we go. Hopefully I move down to the 1075R next and can give that one a go.